African literary writers are entrepreneurs who dedicate their time to writing on political, economical, social, and technological issues in Africa. Their aims are to educate, entertain, inform, and have some rewards accrued to them. This is African Literature on the NTA, the largest television network in Africa. Nene Basi is my name, and you're warmly welcome. Once you learn to read, you'll be free forever. Our focus on this episode is on the poor reading culture in Africa.
The decline of interest in reading is a worldwide phenomenon. Some scholars attribute this to the trend of globalization of media and the rapid development of the entertainment industry. These developments have displaced reading and thus have been instituted as a vital source of information and as a pleasant and prestigious form of leisure. In the African context, reading is considered incompatible. This is due to the increasing apathy towards the habit of reading. Some attribute this situation to the fact that Africa is being labeled as an oral society or the one that lacks reading culture. To add, the continent is also characterized as a chatting society but not a reading one, and thus people prefer conversing to reading engagement. Reading habits in Africa are becoming elusive, specifically due to addiction to the internet and cellular phones, which they believe are the tools and avenues where they can do their research and entertainment. But the internet as a main tool for reading and thus neglecting books is an impediment to the mental development of students. These has exposed our society, especially the youth, to all forms of antisocial behavior that have led to a sharp decline in moral standards and low standards in grammar. Poor reading habits have crippled the development of a vibrant national literacy culture and impacted negatively on the growth of authorship and general writing skills. The prevailing lack of a culture of reading manifests itself in various aspects of our lives, and especially on social economic issues such as poverty and unemployment. There is an obvious link between illiteracy and poverty on the one hand and literacy and economic prosperity on the other hand. Literacy underpins development in all sectors of society and is central to economic prosperity. The cultivation of a culture of reading therefore is imperative in a project of nation building. What music is to the spirit, reading is to the mind. Reading challenges, empowers, bewitches, and enriches. What one knows is what separates them from others. Because of this, reading culture has become extremely necessary if any society is to remain competitive in the global age.
Reading is very important because if you read, you can learn anything about everything and everything about anything.
African literature and writings seems to be a mixed basket of success and failures. Many authors in Africa like Chinua Achebe have achieved tremendous success, and others such as Wole Soyinka, Ben Okri and Nuruddin Farah have depended on unreliable ebbing book prices. Lawson in 2001 notes that some African writers have faced various challenges such as becoming bankrupt, being subjected to political social persecution, business sabotage, and loss of life or escaping catastrophe by her breath. Poor readership, among other challenges faced by African literature and writings, takes center stage. Professor Lanre Olatokunbo Aino, the National Librarian, Chief Executive Officer, National Library of Nigeria, gives insight on measures taken to restore the reading culture of Nigerians and Africa at large.
Reading culture in Nigeria is very poor. Africa generally, reading culture is poor. We cannot leave it like that. So our own establishment is poised to ensure that we improve the reading culture in Nigeria. And over the years, we've been making a lot of efforts to ensure that people are aware of the importance of reading. There was this World Score Index on reading per hours in various countries all over the world. And that index did not feature Nigeria at all because we are not considered as a reading nation. But in that index, 2 African countries were featured, South Africa and Egypt. And that made us to feel strongly that maybe there is something we can do to improve on this. This establishment has been in existence for more than 50 years. And we've always been involved in reading culture. But when I assumed duty about 5 years ago, and this index, the result of that index came out, I felt we should be more aggressive. Before I came in, what we were doing was just symbolic. We chose 2 states in Nigeria and then try to promote reading. But since I came on board, we have been going around the whole country, that every state in Nigeria will be made aware to the importance of reading. And we've expanded it. In the past, we used to focus only on students, primary school students, secondary school students. But from research, we have been told that reading should start from the womb. So that if you start from the womb, then you can achieve some results. And because of that, we've embarked on going around hospitals around the country, targeting pregnant mothers, trying to let them read to their children, telling them that this has been proved in other parts of the world, where we've been told that there's a link between the unborn child and the mother. And the one I've been told is that if a pregnant mother reads to his or her baby on a regular basis, that child is likely to imbibe reading culture. That's what has been proved in other countries. Also, through our visits to most parts of the country too, some mothers have agreed to that. With that, we say, let us extend this thing. We've gone around the whole country. We have gone to motor parks, because this is not something for only the elites. We've gone to motor parks, appealing to them that, to the drivers, conductors, passengers, the idea of reading. We have gone to prisons. We've gone to every prison in Nigeria, in every state of Nigeria, trying to encourage them, buying books for them. So we believe strongly that if this thing is gingered up, and finally for us, we have been so lucky, federal government has been so supportive. They give us a lot of budget every year to promote reading.
It sheds light on the importance of reading and strategies put in place to overcome poor reading culture in Nigeria.
To promote reading, there are 2 areas that must be well developed. 1, school libraries. 2, public libraries. Because when it comes to demands for parents, books are going to occupy maybe a lower demand because there are more important other things. So, but when you have good public libraries, good school libraries, people promote reading. But unfortunately, these 2 categories of libraries are not well developed in Nigeria. The government realized the importance of school libraries. In 1977, the government formulated a new national policy on education, which gave birth to 6334. We didn't used to have this in the past. Before 1977, we used to have 6 years of primary school, 5 years of secondary school, 2 years of higher school certificate, 3 years of university. But now they've said, let's have 6 years of primary school, 3 years junior secondary school, 3 years senior, and 4 years university. But in that same document, there was an item that says every school in Nigeria, whether primary or secondary school, must have a library. And not only that, a well-developed library manned by a qualified librarian. And education is not complete without having libraries, because it has been proved that students that are exposed to libraries perform better than those that depend only on their teachers.
He speaks on availability of library materials and collaboration with book clubs.
Of course, as a natural library, you cannot say we want to staff or we want to take books to all the public libraries, but we try to encourage them. About 3 years ago, we said, let us have a meeting of national librarians and all state librarians all over Nigeria. So we started a conference. I think we've had one here at Abuja, one in Bayelsa, one in Oka. We're planning to have another one in Ilorin, Kwara State. What we try to do at that forum is to say, develop your public libraries so we can attract children to those libraries and students. And if there are obstacles, let's know the obstacles so we can even contact the various governors and, of course, even our ministry here to ensure that governors promote public libraries. So through that, we get enough materials. So we are now saying, let's cooperate with the book clubs. The ones that we know that are very viable, we supply books to them so that people in that location can also have access to more materials. Then, in this particular session we are planning, we also want to involve publishers, Nigerian Publishers Association, that when you print your books, give some to these book clubs, because it's a way of also advertising your books. Like, for example, as National Library of Nigeria, we are mandated to collect all books published in Nigeria. It's a law. Once you publish a book, you must deposit 3 copies with us. And we tell them, when you deposit with us, we buy, you can deposit 1 copy with us, we buy 30 copies. You deposit 3 copies, so with that, we try to publicize the authors. Their books are publicized. And one thing we do here is that every year, we publish what is called National Bibliography of Nigeria. In this document, all books that we have acquired, published by Nigerian authors every year, we list all the books, and we send the books. We send that list around the whole world, so that people can even see your book in Germany, in Canada, and through the ISBN, they will ask for it. So we are trying. So as a national library, we are really in the forefront of ensuring that people read.
On e-library, what is his opinion? However, he talks about e-library and physical library running side by side.
They are still relevant because not everybody has access. When you want to have e-library, you know there are certain infrastructure that you must have in place. You must have access to the internet, you must have access to electricity, you must have access to many things that will make you. But we also promote e-library. Ours is that just read, regardless of the medium, whether it is a physical book or it is e-book. When people complain that, oh, children of nowadays, they like iPad, iPhone, and so on and so forth, I say, no, I don't have any problem. It doesn't have to be book per se, but just read. It is the knowledge that is important. So the two will have to exist side by side, because, I mean, a large number of our people don't have access to electricity and to internet. But that doesn't preclude them from. Last year, even when we were doing leadership promotion, we visited some rural areas. We targeted rural areas to let them know that the fact that you are located in a rural area doesn't mean that you should be excluded from what is going on in the world. So the two will still have to go together hand in hand.
Partnering with individuals and corporate bodies in establishing libraries is a way forward.
We have some private individuals that are trying, that are starting libraries, and we try to encourage them. We have identified about 8 or 10 that have libraries, and we try to partner with them. That we are even encouraging communities. Start your own small library. Some of the members of National Assembly, they've been establishing libraries through their constituency projects in some of these rural communities, and they will invite us because, according to the constituency, the relevant agency will supervise the project. So we've been involved. So some communities, some rural communities have libraries, but they are not enough. So but we are trying to let people know that this thing has to go around the whole country.
Indeed, we cannot give a greater gift to a child than the ability to read. Arts composition comes up next.
Lanre Olatokunbo Aina is the National Librarian, Chief Executive Officer, National Library of Nigeria. He holds a Bachelor of Science Honours in Chemistry, Postgraduate Diploma in Librarianship, Master of Philosophy in Information Science, and a PhD in Library Studies. He is currently the President, Nigeria Library Association. He was a practicing librarian at the University of Ibadan Library from 1976 to 1978. Professor Aina is the pioneer editor-in-chief of the African Journal of Library, Archives and Information Science, the only library and information science journal in Africa, covered by the world-acclaimed Web of Science. His research interests span through all areas of library and information science. This speaks of his versatility and grip of his chosen profession. He has given numerous invited talks and tutorials at national and international levels, and he is a consultant to institutions and companies of which technical reports submitted have greatly impacted and improved services they render. Professor Aina has served as external examiner in over 30 African universities. He has served on the accreditation panel of National Universities Commission (NUC) to different universities in Nigeria. He currently supervises 8 doctoral students at the University of Ibadan. He has published 60 journals, articles, and attended over 66 conferences, seminars, and workshops in 27 countries, which include Botswana, Denmark, Ethiopia, Finland, Gabon, Germany, Senegal. Others include South Africa, Switzerland, United Kingdom, as well as United States of America, Zambia, and more. He has authored and co-authored 10 books on library and information sciences, which are adjudged as invaluable information materials for students and library educators all over the world. He is one expert in curriculum development in librarianship and information science. Some of his works include Research in Information Sciences, An African Perspective, Agricultural Information in Africa, and Who is Who in Library, and more. His passion and desire for his nation, Nigeria, is to see that library service flourish to meet the needs of both young and old, and that the citizenry imbibe good reading culture. He also wishes that emerging technologies which make access to information are deployed, embraced, and utilized by libraries to enhance service delivery.
Which literary instrument elevates the reader's experience and aids memory recitation? Well, our next segment will answer the question.
The word rhyme, derived from Old French rhyme, is associated with Old Frankish rime, a Germanic term meaning series or sequence. It is also attested in Old English rime, meaning enumeration, series numeral, and many more. Rhyme can be said to mean a repetition of similar sounds, usually exactly the same sound, in the final stressed syllables and any following syllables of 2 or more words. Most often, this kind of perfect rhyming is consciously used for artistic effect and the final position of lines within poem or songs. Poetry is considered the artistic use of human language as a means of showcasing the aesthetic quality of words as equal or greater in value to their meaning and semantic content. Rhymes enhance this literary art form through repetition of sounds and formation of creative word patterns. Rhyme has become an essential ornament of poetry, so much so that rhyme and poetry are almost synonyms. What rhymes is a poem, and a poem is what rhymes. To develop rhyme as a writing skill, these are helpful strategies to be used. 1. Utilize rhyme scheme. This is the ordered pattern of rhymes at the end of lines of a poem. Understand rhyme and its effects. Some simple rhyme schemes to rely on for beginning writers are ABAB or ABCB. These letters indicate where the rhymes take place at the end of the lines. Finally, explore different poetic forms with specific types of rhyme and rhyme schemes. These forms include sonnets, limericks, and even ballad. Examples of rhyme form include perfect rhyme. This features two words with same assonance and number of syllables. For example, skylight and twilight. Slant rhyme. These also features words with similar but not exactly assonant and or number of syllables. For example, grieve and believe. I rhyme. This features two similar words that appear similar when read but do not actually rhyme when spoken or pronounced. Example of these is mood and hood, or move and done. Masculine rhyme. This is seen at the final stressed syllables of two lines. For example, compare and repair. Feminine rhyme. This also features multisyllables in which stressed and unstressed syllables rhyme with each other respectively. Example of these is lazy and crazy. End rhymes. These are rhymes occurring between the final words of two consecutive lines of poetry or non-consecutive lines following rhyme scheme in a stanza. Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forest of the night. Importance of rhymes include: rhyme helps to strengthen the meaning of words and ideas in a poem. It helps to make a poem musical. It also aids the memory for recitation and gives predictable pleasure. It brings the poem to life and helps the audience feel connected. Rhyme as a literary device elevates the reader's experience and understanding through its effect on the musical quality and impact of language.
To read is to fly and soar to a point of vintage, which gives a view to a wide terrains of history, human variety, ideas, and so much more. On this note, we'll bring you our wise saying. Until next week, please remain safe and a patriotic Nigerian. Bye.